I'm on a mission to get the strongest trinkets possible in Blox. To show you how committed I am scrapping my entire inventory of trinkets I currently own and starting over. All right, we're about to get 42,000 simulation data for scrapping all these trinkets. Oh my God, here we go. Oh, we did it. There is 6 different trinkets in the game and 14 different modifiers. And I'll be obtaining, reforging, and scrapping a bunch of trinkets until I narrow it down to the 2 most powerful trinkets in the game. And by the end of this video, I'll be comparing how these new powerful trinkets have made me stronger against bosses or players for PvP. So without further ado, let's get started. You see, I'm not just looking for any ring to be maxed out. I'm going to be very specific because every trinket has a different assortment of stats. And I'm going to be aiming to get a ring that gives the best possible stats and modifiers for my build. A build that makes my Dragon Talon even more powerful. So we need to get a trinket that gives a lot of melee stats. If we look at my little guide here, I have a visual of what every ring and their stats give. The Ring of Might gives melee and sword stats. The Ring of Spirit gives fruit and melee stats. Steelheart gives fruit and gun stats. Arcanist gives fruit and defense. Twin Blades gives fruit and sword, while Outlaw gives sword and gun stats. And because we're going for a trinket that gives a lot of melee, that narrows it down to spirit and might. But as you can see, the Ring of Spirit gives 10 block shoot stats and 20 melee stats, which is 10 more than the block shoots one. And as you can see right here, this is something I made a while ago to put as like a reference to talk about in another video. But I wrote down that the Ring of Might gives 10 melee and 20 sword. But yeah, the obvious winner here is Spirit, mainly because it just gives us more melee stat points. But what's even better is that this lets us become a melee plus fruit build main, which is really strong in my opinion because I like to use dragon fruit and dragon talon together a lot, so this is actually really good for me. I don't like using sword in melee too much, but fruit in melee, oh yeah, that's a winner. Now that we got that settled, we need to get our hands on a lot of spirit rings. All right, we're heading off to our first dungeon. Let's go. JK. I'm sorry, but we don't have time for that. And we are here to just see the strongest possible trinket for Uzoth, or for this build specifically. All right, so there's one way we could do this where we can go to the trinket expert and buy a trinket using 400 simulation data. And I have 100,000 of them available. So let's just buy one. Let's see what happens. Will we get a Ring of Spirit? No, I don't want Might. That's the one I don't need. Okay, let's try again. Ring of Twin Blades. Yep. Let's just try it one more time. I mean, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it this time. Ring of Twin Blades again. Okay, cool. So the Ring of the Arcanist is actually really good as well, but we are not building that for this video. Turns out I'm gonna be bum rushed this entire video because people think I'm just gonna give them fruits. I'm broke. Okay, I didn't mean that. I'm just trying to record a video and there's no private service for the Dungeon Hub. I'm just trying to build the best ring in the possible world. Okay, so this is gonna take way too long. So there is a secret admin method to get as much rings as possible, which also means that me destroying my trinkets at the beginning just meant nothing at this point. Okay, it's not, let's do it. Let's just do it. So look at this. What I'm getting at essentially is that I can roll the gacha. I can do that and it will roll for me and it will just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. I think it'll roll like 3 times because it assumes I just got the best like score in challenge mode. And just like that, we got 3 rings and actually none of them were the Ring of Spirit. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spam click this. Oh my God, I'm spamming. Roll, 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 roll. And then we're gonna let it sit, see what happens. Ring of the Outlaw. Okay, we got the rare version of that. We got the first grade. But we, oh my God, there's so many trinkets. It just lags my entire game. And this one had a modifier on it. Oh my God, I'm lagging. Oh my God, how many did I just get? Okay, I got 205 trinkets now just from doing all that. I think, how many, we need spirit, right? We got a good amount of spirits to merge. All right, now for the next step of having the best trinket of the game for me is to start merging this trinkets. Look at these guys. So let's go to trinket expert. We're gonna fuse spirit and we're just gonna keep fusing these. We need to get to grade 4. So to get to grade 2, we need to fuse 3, grade 1s. Nice, we got one. And then if we want grade 3, we need to fuse 3 grade 3s. Oh my God, just like that. Oh, it has brutal on it. Oh, that's one of the modifiers that we need. We're already ahead. And then again for grade 4, we need 3 grade 3 rings. This is getting actually out of hand now. So let's just go ahead and start merging a bunch of trinkets and get to grade 4. All right, now that we got 3 legendary rings, we got to start fusing them to get our grade 4. Nice, the mythical. Oh, and this one has brutal and sanguine. Oh wait, this is actually pretty good. we take a look. Brutal and Sanguine, we are getting, it's kind of small to see, but it says 160, I believe, or 180 melee points. I don't know why this is so small, but we also get plus 4% PvE life leech. This actually might be good for dungeons and staying alive, and having stamina. But I already have in the back of my mind what stats and modifiers I want to try to get. And ideally, Brutal is good because it gives us those extra melee points, but I don't like Sanguine. I want to get either Piercing or I want to get another melee one. We gotta do this whole process again for our second ring, but before we do that, let's try to get some. Stop shooting me! Oh my god. All right, let's look at another diagram that I set up. So this one kind of explains what it looks like when we upgrade the ring. So here, this is for Ring of Might, not Ring of Spirit, but just to give an idea, upgrade 2, these are different colors. This is like before they changed it to be the starting color or the gray to be this color. This is considered grade 1 now. This is considered grade 2. This is considered grade 3, but that was before. So now grade 1 gives you these stats, and then grade 2 doubles that, and then grade 3 gives you, I think, a little bit more plus 1 modifier slot. Grade 4 doesn't upgrade any more stats, but it gives you 1 more modifier slot to put on your trinket. And this is the list of all the modifiers currently added. So here we got Punchy, which gives you plus 60 melee, which is good. Not as good as Brutal, because Brutal, like we just got, gives us 120 melee points. And then we have the same thing for Sharp. Then we have the same thing for the Sword, Fruit, and Gun, where it's like Sharp, Executioner, Fruity, Overcharge, Precise, Deadeye, that sort of stuff. Then we have Beast Slayer, where you get 7% or 10% damage versus beast users, which is actually pretty good for some of y'all if you guys hate those beast users like Dragon or Kitsune or I don't know. And then, which is actually pretty good, I think. And then we have Vampiric and Sanguine, where you can get either 2% or 4% PvE life leech, which means that you're just essentially taking health from enemies when you attack them, whether it's from a boss, an enemy, or something from the dungeon. Not for players though. It's not PvP. It doesn't apply to players. And 2 of the good ones, which are actually pretty good and I wouldn't mind getting, is Piercing, which is really good because it ignores defense by 10%, which is hella good. Or Ruthless, which is 7% increased damage to NPCs, which is not bad, but ideally we're trying to get Piercing, which is really good, or Brutal and Punchy. That's what I'm aiming for. So if we go to the Trinket Refiner, got you. It's gonna remove my Brutal and my Sanguine. So hopefully I get something good. Oh my god. Oh, you didn't even see my screen. Oh, see, now I got Elemental Slayer or Beast Hunter, which is trash. Those are 2 things I don't need. When I reroll, it's gonna remove it. It's gonna cost 2,000 simulation data to reroll. And we're gonna get, oh, Sanguine. That's not bad. And then what? Oh, Brutal. Oh no, not Punchy. Punchy's good, but not the best. And we're aiming for the best. Oh, Brutal and Fruity. Oh, this is actually not bad. Hold on. 4% more fruit damage while we also get 35 fruit points. Oh, I feel like I can get something better. Deadeye and Beast Slayer, no. Oh no, we got Piercing and Elemental Slayer. Wait, Elemental Slayer. Oh, that's actually one I didn't write down. What does that do? Elemental, it gives you damage towards elemental users. Oh, but we got Piercing. Ah, we gotta re-roll it only because we got the elemental one. That's the only reason. What did I get? I only got 1 modifier. What? Beast Slayer and Beast Hunter. Oh, so it just added the beast damage. Oh, that's actually pretty good for some of y'all. But I can't keep it. Now, if I got Punchy and Brutal, that would be different. Piercing and Vampiric. Oh god. Again, I can't do it. I can't. My heart doesn't hold me to do it. Oh no, we got Punchy and Piercing. Now, if Punchy was Brutal, I would have taken it, but the fact that I'm missing out on 60 melee points, no, I can't do it. Oh, okay. This is good. I'm taking this. Hold on. Look at this. Brutal and Punchy. Oh my god, we got 240 melee points from that. Nice. I'm equipping that right away. Oh man, I wish it would update in the stats menu. They gotta add that. Whenever you have like something equipped, it updates in the stats menu because it should say like 2,800 plus 240 for my trinket. But look at this. We now have 1 completed trinket. Before we move on to the second one, I just want to test it out real quick. So to keep track, I'm just going to remove all my accessories, take off my ring, take off my Uzoth cloak, even swap to the default human race because that way we don't get any melee bonus damage. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, but I just did 803 damage there. But Draco actually gives you a little bit more melee damage buff. Like there, I just did 843. But as a human, I do 803. So that just gave me 40 extra damage for being a Draco. So just to make things like fair and I'm not getting any bonus bonus dragon or melee attacks besides my mastery, which who cares at this point, at the complete default. So we are doing 803 damage with our one attack with melee. With our Z, we just did 3406. With our X, we did 5,000 damage. Okay, I think I'm gonna base it off these ones, just those two skills, because the X is like different each time. I don't know why. So I'm gonna just judge it based off that one M1 and the Z skill, because it's always the same each time I cast it. So if we put on our trinket, that gives us 240 more melee points. How much are we gonna do? We're gonna do 867. Okay, nice. There's already an improvement. Now if we do our Z move, that is now 3680. And the difference between the damage for the two skills after putting on the trinket, and I am now doing 274 damage for my Z skill, which does not seem like a lot, but we still do not have like our Draco race equipped. We do not have another accessory that just scales our melee damage. Most of all, we do not have our second trinket. So let's go get that. So I need to do the same thing as before. I think I spun too much. I think I broke it. Oh no. Okay, maybe I broke it a little bit, but let's try again. What? Why am I broken? Why can I not do it? Oh, it's because I have the max amount of trinkets. That's why. Wow, who would have thought that's possible? Okay, well, I can't even spin anymore. So yeah, I guess you guys didn't know. The max amount of trinkets you could hold is 300 if you could somehow get that much. All right, we just scrapped like 280 trinkets. Let's get some more. Oh, and we landed on a ring of spirit, but how many? All right, now we're just gonna fuse them again. All right. We got enough trinkets to roll, what is that, for 2 extra rings, I guess, maybe 2 extra grade 4 spirit rings. So let's just do it. I don't think it matters order I do it in. We're gonna do another one. Let's see what we got. So, oh, this one is punchy and fruity. Okay, we don't need those. So we already have our 1 ring. We just need another ring that gives either the same thing or something similar, like brutal and piercing. I'm gonna try to get one with piercing or something else I think would be good for like certain PvP situations. But essentially, I want to get the same thing here. So let's just do it. Nice. All right, we got another one. This is what I needed. Okay, sweet. Oh my God, is it sick? Okay, so I got the 2 trinkets that I needed. So I needed 2 brutal and punchies because they give us all the melee stats. Okay, here's my question. How come one of them says 1 mastery on it? What does that mean? All right, and guys, for fun, I'm going to do one for fun where I'm going to just try to get something cool on here. Something that I think would be useful on this 3rd trinket so I can just swap to whenever I need to. Maybe I'll try to get something with piercing on it or the life leech, because that one would be good for getting dungeons. Like if I get sanguine and vampiric, or I don't know, I guess the beast hunter, that'll be good for PvP. That'd be pretty good. I'll be pretty happy with that. Or piercing. Oh, well, okay. So I got the one I also wanted just now, piercing and brutal. Yeah, I got piercing. Okay, sick. Okay, so we got ignore defense by 10%. All right, I think it's about time we test out the damage now. All right, now that we're back in the main game, I think it's about time we start testing the damage that we can now do. So we are the normal max level with 600 mastery. We have 430 bonus points from our mastery level, and we are level 2800. Have no trinkets on, no accessories, nothing. And I am a human race, so I don't even get like a passive buff from like the Draco race. And essentially, I just want to see how much more damage we can get from this super base form versus like equipping the trinkets, equipping a certain accessory, equipping the Draco race, how much more melee damage we are able to do for our total Dragon Talon Uzoth build that I will be using all the time. So as a reminder, our M1 does 803 damage right now, and our Z does 3406 damage. Now, if we equip one of the trinkets, we now do 867 damage with the M1, and then with the Z, we do 3680 damage. Now, if we equip both rings, both giving 240 melee points for a total of 480 stat points, on top of our 430 stat points that we get from Dragon Talon Mastery, we are now doing 932 damage with each M1, and then for our Z, almost 4,000 damage. We just did 3,955 damage. Oh my God. Okay, so comparing with the trinkets on and when we didn't have the trinkets on, we now do 129 more damage with our M1, and then we also do 549 more damage with our Z skill, which is crazy. That makes all the difference for PvP. Now it is time to start attaching the actual things that will make our build as strong as possible. Starting with the Draco race. So with the Dragon race, with the Draco V1 passive, we get 5% more damage with our melee. So how much damage do we do now? We have both trinkets equipped. Now we have the Draco race. We are doing 979, perfect. Now with the Z skill, 4,152. Holy crap. Okay, that is another 100 more damage on top of both. All right, now it is time for the final piece, our main accessory. Because if you guys don't realize, we have both our trinkets, but we are missing an accessory. And I was browsing the wiki and I was looking through each accessory to find out which one gives the most melee damage. Like how this one like these heart shades give 12.5% more melee damage. This divine cloak gives you 7% more melee damage. Holiday cloak gives you 10%. I found out that surprisingly enough, the dojo black belt gives you 16% melee damage and 80% movement speed. This is actually a pretty insane accessory. So we're gonna be using that final test. We got one more secret test after this for even more damage, but let's do this first. Let me not waste time. It's kind of funny that to get this, you have to go through me and my whole dojo academy type of thing to even get that. What the heck? When did the belt do all this? What? Wait, this belt is busted. Do you see that? 70% movement speed, 16% damage resistance, sword to fruit sword melee gun, and 7% melee. Wait, this is wrong then. Did they nerf this? Oh no, what? Did they change this? Let me confirm. It says 16% more damage on melee attacks. Blox shoots, is this a bug? I don't know. Well, we're gonna do the math real quick to see if that is true. I don't know if this is just a visual bug, which I'm assuming it is because there's no way a 16% damage resistance to all these things. But we're gonna find out in a second. Let's see how much damage we can do now. For our M1, we do 1044 damage. Holy crap. Now with our Z, we do 4,429 damage. Actually, let me do the math. Okay, so I might be wrong because they must have changed this, I guess, because it is giving us like a almost 7% damage increase, which is not what we need. We need actually something better. Earlier it said it did, on the wiki it said it does 20 or 16% damage increase, which is now wrong apparently. So let's find the next best thing. Yeah, that's apparently the wiki's lying to me now. Okay, so jaw shield gives 13%. Okay, I think this is the best one for now. So let's see how much damage we actually truly do now. M1 does 1095 and our Z does 4647. And that is the final result, except for one more thing, which I'm gonna explain in a moment. Just to compare like how much damage increase we've gotten. When we had nothing equipped, no bone, we had no Draco race, no accessories on, we were doing 803 damage per M1. Now with our trinkets to Draco race and this jaw shield, we are now doing 1095 per M1. That's almost 300 more damage per M1, mind you. So per like boom, 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 literally 2 seconds, I just did 4,400 damage. And earlier we were doing 3,406 damage with our Z, but now we do 4,647 damage. Look at that. That's insane. And that's pretty much all it would work for you guys. I don't know if I think there might be something else to, if I'm missing anything that will increase my damage, obviously not anything that's like using a V3 ability, doing this or something like very nitpicky. If I just got an accessory, if there's a better accessory, then let me know, which there is a better accessory, but it is one you guys cannot get because it is the Uzoth cloak. Fun fact, this was supposed to be available, but I forgot what happened. Maybe they'll make it available in the future. Right now it gives 20% melee damage, 5% resistance to all damage, 750 health and energy, but most of all it gives 20% increased melee damage. And just to show you how much damage that does, our M1 does 1165 and then our Z does 4,943. Wow. And so I've made one final diagram to break down everything and all the sorts of different damage we've done and tested with this entire video. So here's the breakdown. We started with 803, ended up at, for the jaw shield at least, with 1095, and then to show that even better, we have a 292 damage increase with our M1s and a 1,241 damage increase with our Z skill. After adding the 2 trinkets that we got, the Draco race or the jaw shield accessory to do as much melee damage as possible. So was it worth it? What do you guys think? Do you think it's worth all that grind for that much damage increase? Should it be buffed? Should it be nerfed? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to see me do another video where I max out every other type of ring in the game, the other types of trinkets in the game, let me know by liking the video and commenting down below. Also, make sure to subscribe because there's only 10% of you guys that watch the videos are actually subscribed, believe it or not. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!